Alright, welcome back everybody to a new episode. Oh, let's go ahead and take +5 aggressive expansion impact. I'm sure that's not going to bite us in the butt at all. So this is going to be a very exciting episode. I'm pretty much going to YOLO, no CB, the Papal State, in order to bring that province into the Empire. And it may have devastating consequences. We're gonna have to find out. Find out by doing. We were aiming to receive... Ah, okay. I can roll marriage him, but that wouldn't result in an alliance with him unless he was friendly. I have a feeling that he will flip friendly if we royal marriage him. I do indeed have a feeling, so let's hope that feeling was right, because the only way we're going to be able to ally this guy is if he is friendly with us. Okay, by the looks of things we should be able to improve relations with Brandenburg and prolong the... Well, actually we probably won't after this no CV, but maybe if we give him some money or something as well. Let's hope that we don't get coalitioned by people that far north. And Muscovy's friendly. So come on, let's just... Come on. Finish up this war. And then it's time to YOLO the Pope. Venice just lost a lot of its regions to the Ottomans. Corfu as well as Naxos. This province here and Albania as well. The Ottomans, and they're expanding into the Mamelukes again. That's looking like a pretty bestial Ottoman. Come on, we're just waiting on the siege right here. This is the moment of truth. Did I completely ruin this campaign? And you guys are probably not even watching me speak right now because, or hearing me speak rather, because of the fact that I completely ruined the campaign. And I'm gonna have to do this over. Or are we going to manage to survive the upcoming years? Oh gosh, here we go. Why did I do this? I should have just taken it and it would have been a coalition of, you know, I mean it would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been as bad as this is going to be. Ah! It hurts so bad. There goes all of our stability. Turn that back up to the 0 mark. So here's hoping that our aggressive expansion is not bad enough yet. Oh, it's already bad enough. Okay. And we're already dealing with folks like Bavaria. My god. Okay. So we can kind of get a feel of the buffer zone. Oh my god. See, I would suspect that the coalition would have looked something like this after taking Rome last war. The unfortunate thing is that it's going to be absolutely flipping huge. It's going to be huge. We might find ourselves dying here. But that's always fun. It's fun for me at least. I'm really nervous. I think if Castile and Poland are in, which they very likely will be, this is going to be extremely difficult to win. I'm suspecting that a lot of the German countries will join as well. go ahead and turn our speed up as we're just waiting for this province here. What a disaster, man. What a disaster. Mecklenburg going absolutely hambone. Taking Lebec, that's like the dream. What a little boss, little guy up here. Wow, the empire just falls apart more and more and more. Not gaining much imperial authority at all, unfortunately. I could pick up a military idea next, which is certainly not what I intended to do. But our military technology is getting kind of inflated, as we've got a +5 here. I should have been focusing admin. I didn't realize that we had passed that time, so it's time to focus admin now. The plan, the next technology that I was going to take was actually going to be admin. There's no way. The whole world is going to hate us for this, man. This is a nightmare. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe we got this. Maybe we got this. In a defensive battle, this coalition is nothing to us, isn't it? With our allies, it's just nothing. So maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe it's going to be okay. We'll see. I'm pretty disgruntled and not very happy with the Empire at the moment. We've got this buff. We also have the actual fact that we're Austria. We gain 10% more imperial authority, and yeah, we're really struggling with this. Not gaining much. This is before the Protestant Reformation. And it comes down to, obviously, nobody's infringing on the Empire. It comes down to the fact that we're not keeping enough states up. Independent states, if you guys feel what I'm saying. It's a tough job, apparently, to keep everything split up. We've been really preoccupied here, though. By the way, I think our war exhaustion jumped up to 5, simply because of the no CB. So in reality, it was around 1 right now, but okay. I'm gonna make a really... Wait. We've got 1 year to do this. I was about to say I'm gonna make a cheeky little move and declare war on Bar so that he's outside the coalition. Maybe we can do that regardless. I just don't want to make any mistake. Like, maybe I cannot pass this while at war or something, even though it doesn't say that. That would ruin the entire game, so. There we go, guys. We successfully dealt with the Shadow Kingdom event. With 1 year to spare. Now the question is, did we survive? That is yet to be seen. Next month the coalition is going to grow. At least I would have thought it did. There's not 50 aggressive expansion with Castile. There is with Poland. So Castile cannot actually join, and there's Poland. Okay, that's good news that Castile cannot actually join. We're able to keep Hesse and Saxony out. So that was very strategically smart to be improving relations with them. And then we return this province to Rome, who is now part of the empire. Excellent. Leash, is it? Come on, why you do this? Wow. Wow. It's like all of Germany, man. Brutal. I'm tempted here to pick up a military idea. Is that really that stupid? I mean, we are kind of inflated in military. But if our heir becomes ruler, with focusing admin and having 6 admin, we're going to be able to rush down admin so efficiently. And in the later stages of the game, admin is just too valuable. I think I'm going to stick to my initial plan of taking admin. So this is kind of a first world problem. So we'll just use our military power to boost some development here. There. Okay, well, I hope that I'm not too bold in saying this, but as things stand, I think we could definitely win a defensive coalition war here. So I think, to my own surprise, we've actually survived. Again, that might be a little bit too hasty to say, but that's how it appears. We've actually survived. Declaring on a bar, of course, like I said, was to create a truce between us, and that is one fewer nation who's actually going to be inside the coalition, but also naturally we're going to be able to return Lorraine and Alsace to the map. Which is as good of a motivation as anything else. Yeah, Savoy's in as our truce just finished with them. That's harsh. That's harsh. That's another 14,000 at least right there. So I think overall, this game is going pretty well. It's probably a bad time to say that while we have a gigantic coalition against us. But I feel secretly confident that we could handle that coalition. Wow, look at this guy. Parma was so happy with us, despite having negative 130 aggressive expansion. We're still bros. Incredible. Looks like Liege is more likely to leave the coalition than anybody else, or most other people, other nations. So let's go ahead and improve relations with him. If they are too timid, too afraid of our diplomacy, which may very well be the case, then it's going to be a matter of trying to eliminate the coalition, and the smaller it gets, the weaker it gets, the more likely that it will taper off and diminish into nothing, even though our aggressive expansion is quite high. So I guess we're just going to be chilling after this war for a while and not actually doing anything. Now we're getting to about the time frame where it is possible for the Reformation to happen, and I suppose we're just really praying that it takes as long as possible. The longer it takes, I mean, sometimes I've seen the Reformation not happen until like 1550 or so, and that of course is the dream, because we might find ourselves being able to pass one or two more, who knows if we're lucky, even three more before it happens. In other news, bad news, is we're probably going to find ourselves not declaring any wars in an effort to expand in a long time. It's going to take a long time for this amount of aggressive expansion to diminish. But declaring wars on nations to free provinces is certainly an option. So look at this, we could actually bring every ally in apart from Muscovy in an offensive war against Bavaria. That's something we could consider. We could certainly consider that. But I think in the meantime we'll just chill. Okay, who is someone else that may leave the coalition sooner rather than later? Looks like nobody really. Oh, this guy here. So we're kind of secretly hoping again, once again, that our ruler dies, as we'd be at 42 if our ruler died. I have been using him as a general. So we're going to be sitting here on 5 speed. In fact, unfortunately, we might find it to be a little bit of a slow period here, as most nations are in a coalition against us. So attacking Brandenburg, excuse me, would definitely be a good choice to actually free independent nations, but unfortunately he's allied to Hungary. Aha. Okay, this is a war to keep an eye on. Wait, do I have CB against these nations? Yeah, I do. Okay, so if Hungary doesn't back him up, we could definitely declare. And that's something that I'm going to do. It's a shame. It's certainly a shame to be going to war when our war exhaustion is high and we are at risk of being impending huge threat of a coalition war. But quite frankly, we're just not making that much imperial authority. So attacking both Mecklenburg and Brandenburg is something we can do to increase the amount of imperial authority that we gain per month. Especially Brandenburg, you know. We don't want him getting too far out of control, as I'm sure he's beginning to tap into his Brandebese, his Prussian ideas, which are extremely intimidating. Now Venice is in the coalition. Guaranteed. There it is. Guys, I genuinely can't believe I ended up no CBing. I really did not expect that to happen. And I think, like I said, we were quite unlucky that these nations, they kept allying with each other, and therefore we were attacking one nation and gaining a truce with all of them, these nations who all shared the land. So that was really unfortunate, and I think you shouldn't have as much trouble as I had. But at the same time, I did make a blatant mistake of not taking Rome. We were in a grim situation, and obviously taking these two provinces would have resulted in over a 10-year truce timer, and I should have seen that coming and just bit the bullet. It basically would have resulted in something like this, I would suggest. Maybe even less. In fact, almost definitely less. I doubt Poland would have been in. And it would have costed us less stability. It ended up costing us 3 stability, almost 300 admin to do that. Oh well, it's okay. And that's not including the war exhaustion either. Oops, did not mean to click on the achievements there. Okay, here we go. So we should be able to release Pomerania and Lubeck from this war here. That's two states. Assuming everything goes well, that is. Like people that he's fighting don't siege up the land which we intend to take. Could release Senior from Florence as well in the future. Let's not forget about that. And we could also release Modena from Ferraria. I don't really like being run over our Diplo slots. Maybe I overreacted a little bit. Or maybe not. You know, our diplomacy is looking pretty scary, I would say. Even for that coalition war. Just need Hungary to gain enough war exhaustion where he won't back up Brandenburg. I don't know what to do with my diplomat. None of these nations who are in the coalition will leave anytime soon. Apart from the ones we've already tried to improve relations with, like these guys. If nations are actually friendly with you, like this, and they are plus 50 relations, they should leave. They should leave. From my experience, that's pretty much what it takes usually. I don't know why. Sometimes they leave immediately and other times they don't. But they shouldn't realistically be in a coalition against you if they're plus 50 relations and friendly. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So this is where I should be using a diplomat, obviously. Looks like Brandenburg is winning, okay. No, Brunswick is winning. Well, I was going to say, hopefully if Brandenburg gets wrecked, then they will release the provinces, and I won't have to do it. Okay, let's tick up our military for -5%. It is certainly not the worst deal in the world. And we're just about capped out on admin, so I guess I'm ticking up that as well. And like I said, I am going to go ahead and take the admin idea group while it is nice and early and we're not really able to use our admin expanding. I'm going to pick this up because of this, of course, primarily. Like I've said a few times before, I am going to go ahead and try to transition into a world conquest game, which I'll be continuing after this series on my live stream over at Twitch. And this is the perfect time to pick up that core reduction cost, which is invaluable, as well as getting the early tech reduction. It just makes that more efficient. But of course the core reduction is what we really want. And getting it now whilst we can't expand and use it, well, we could expand of course, but I'm choosing to focus my efforts within the Empire, is a smart idea in my opinion. Get that out of the way, and then we will have -25% for the vast amount of the world remaining. Our war exhaustion is still quite high, and we have at least one rebel faction. Here we go! Nations leaving the coalition, perfect. I think it appears as though, to my surprise, we were essentially able to survive the coalition. I think as things stand, we could consider ourselves having survived. There is a little bit of a risk. Nice, another nation leaves. There is a little bit of a risk that if it was declared right now, either or even both Hungary and Bohemia would not back us up. At the end of the day, they couldn't both be in the war because they can't be fighting each other and aiding me. In fact, maybe neither would aid me for that reason. So we are at risk of the coalition firing right now, and not having Hungary or Bohemia aid us. That's pretty scary. But if the coalition continues to reduce in size like it has been, I think we would be okay. And even at the size it is now, if it was declared, France, myself, my smaller allies, and Muscovy may very well be able to handle it. So, being an optimist, I'd say we may very well have resolved that situation, and we're in good shape overall. Overall, I think we're in good shape this game. Doing pretty darn well. So that was a pretty satisfying episode. I was really terrified there for a moment, guys, but I'm starting to... Wow, look how many nations are voting for us as well, even with this amount of aggressive expansion. I guess it's comes down to our sheer might. That is probably one of the reasons. Glare, you guy, stop. killing dudes. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you'll tune in the future to see if we can pull this off. It was close there. It was a little bit tight there and a little bit scary for a moment. But that's to be expected. And probably more thrills to come in the future. I'll see you guys next episode.